Hello students, I am Runalini Deshpande of Dharampet MP Dev Memorial Science College, Nagpur. Today I am going to discuss with you an interesting story written by R.K. Narayan. The title of the story is An Astrologer's Day. Before going into the story directly, let's have an introduction of writer. R.K. Narayan, that is Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Narayan Swamy, was born in Chennai. One of the finest Indian author of English who has written 14 novels, 5 volumes of short stories, number of travelogues, a collection of non-fiction and his memoir My Days. His style is witty, graceful, marked by general humor, elegance and simplicity. He created a fictitious village Malgudi for his first novel Swamy and Friends, and much of his later work is set in this South Indian village. His novel Guide, written in 1958, won him the Sahitya Academy Award, highest literary award of India. He also published prose version of 2 Indian epics, the Ramayana in 1972 and the Mahabharata in 1978. Now let's talk about style of R.K. Narayan. Narayan's style is simple and characteristic gentle irony portray the variety and color of Indian life. His works are synonymous with the innocence, and even today, the social undertones of his writing echo the complexities of Indian society. With clever use of the right amount of humor, Narayan was able to transform the seemingly ordinary characters into larger-than-life characters. He subtly embedded simple yet deep lessons in the mind of readers. He was the first Indian writer to be taken note by West. Narayan was introduced to American press in 1952 by Michigan State University Press. Now let's see the story An Astrologer's Day. Before going into the summary of the story, let me first tell you the meaning of the word astrologer. Astrologer is a person who uses astrology to tell others about their character or to predict future. Now, astrology is a science of planetary positions of sun, moon and stars at time of your birth, and astrologer uses this horoscope or sometimes mystic charts or cards to predict the future or characters of the persons. So let's get back to our story. An Astrologer's Day is a thriller, suspense, short story with realism. The third-person omniscient narrator begins by describing a typical day in the life of an astrologer. The irony about the protagonist, that is a hero, an astrologer, is that though a gambler and a murderer in his past life, who is ignorant of his own future, has become an astrologer. The writer reveals how the only qualification needed to be an astrologer in India is appearance. That is saffron clothes, a few mystic charts, tilak and keen observation of human nature along with the presence of mind. Many people mistake the piercing glare of his eyes for intelligence and rare ability to tell the future. But in reality, his eyes glared only due to constant searching of gullible customers. He also uses vermilion on his forehead, a turban, a moustache to make himself more mystical. The astrologer sells prophecies in a busy market with low quality facilities. The dingy lights often powered by gas, the flare of flame coming from a roasted groundnut cellar under the sprawling tamarind tree. His days usually started at noon. The narrator tells that the astrologer cannot really tell the future. But he is good at reading people and telling them whatever they want to hear. It only took 5 minutes for him to deduce if the individual is having issues with love or money. Vague statements such as, "Is there a female who dislikes you?" or "You are not justly rewarded for your work," always did the trick. Narrator also describes the visual of marketplace. We don't have the name of the village, but it could be any village in southern India. Astrologer sits on the main town hall road where crowd is usually moving up and down. A variety of trades such as medicine sellers, stolen hardware and junk sellers, magicians, an auctioneer of cheap cloth, groundnut seller are present there. The narrator gives the backstory of the young astrologer. He left his village because he didn't want to be an overworked farmer like all of his male ancestors. It is also hinted that he is running away from one of his misdeeds. To escape his fate, he travels by foot to a city more than 200 miles away. One day, the astrologer starts to pack the end of the day because the neighboring groundnut stand has turned off the green light for the day. The green light was vital for him. Before he leaves, a stranger accosts him, saying that he is not a real astrologer. The astrologer says that he only charges a penny per question. At this, the man pulls an anna and flings it on him. Stranger challenges him that if his answers are not satisfying, astrologer will return his money with interest. Astrologer asks for 5 rupees. The stranger bargains. So it is decided that if astrologer answers or predicts correctly, he will get 8 annas. But if he is wrong, then he will have to return the double amount to the stranger. But when the astrologer gets a glimpse of the stranger, he becomes uncomfortable. He refuses to answer. He tries to get away, but the stranger holds him by the wrist. The astrologer shivers and becomes faint. He tries to put him off, but finally agrees to answer his question only if he gives 1 rupee per question to him. The stranger asks him if he should continue his present search or not. The astrologer then asks the stranger if he was attacked by a knife and left for dead after being pushed into a well. The stranger is shocked. He shows him the scar left on the chest and, amazed, asks when he should get his revenge on the person who assaulted him. The astrologer calls him by his name Guru Nanak and says that the man he seeks vengeance died 4 months ago. The stranger is shocked to hear his name from the astrologer. The astrologer then advises him to go back to his village to north and warns him never to travel in south again. If he does so, he will be killed. But if he doesn't come back, he will remain alive for a long time. The stranger said that he was in search of his murderer as he wanted revenge. Astrologer tells him that his killer has met his fate already and met his gruesome death under a lorry, that is a truck. The other looked gratified to hear it. Then the stranger left, and the astrologer reached his home by midnight. His wife was waiting for him and demanded explanation. He flung the coins at her. She was overjoyed to see 12.5 annas and plans to buy some coconut and jaggery to make payasam for her son. The astrologer curses the stranger as he had given him less amount than he promised. Later, after the dinner, sitting on the pole. Now what is a pole? So pole is a raised platform near the main door of the house. It is about knee height, and usually village people use it to rest or lie down at their leisure time. So sitting on the pole, he tells his wife that a great load is gone away today from his heart. He had blood of man on his hand all these years. That's why he had fled his village and settled here. But now the man he thought he killed is alive. He tells his wife that he was a silly youngster who drank, gambled, and quarreled badly one day. But now he is relieved of his guilt, and then he yawned and stretched himself on the pole. So, dear students, this is the summary of the story An Astrologer's Day. I hope you must have enjoyed and understood it. Now I have to get your attention to three very important things which are there in this lesson, and those are theme of the story, irony, and the moral. So the theme, we have a theme of fear, freedom, appearance, desperation, guilt, and relief in this story. Fear of an astrologer that he has killed a man and will get punished for it. Freedom from the guilt. Appearance, which was very important for his business. Desperation to get out of that situation. And in the end, relief when he sees the man alive, and also that he has made him leave the village and search for the killer. Next important thing is irony. Now irony, what is irony? So irony is the expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or emphatic effect. To give few examples, a fire station burns down, or the police station gets robbed. So the words and the meaning intended are contrary to each other. And in R.K. Narayan's writing, irony is ever present. In An Astrologer's Day, Guru Nanak spent so much time of his life searching for the man who stabbed and abandoned him in a well to die, only to not even recognize the astrologer when he comes face to face with him. So this is ironical. At the same time, the astrologer has lived with the guilt of killing a man he didn't actually kill. Narayan's irony is not satirical, but it is accepted by the reader. Astrologer, with his wit and intelligence, convinces Guru Nanak that his assailant is dead. The last but not the least moral of the story, the protagonist does not rely on the hocus pocus of the pseudoscience of astrology with its useless paraphernalia, but on his own perception, intuition, and wit. Guru Nanak, on the other hand, does not rely on his wit and goes from one astrologer to other, and finally fails to recognize his killer. It is aptly said, an ounce of man's wit is worth a ton of other people's knowledge. One other thing evident in this story is that astrology or superstition is blind faith and one should not indulge in it. So, dear students, I hope you have understood the story and the main points which you have to remember while studying this story. So, thank you very much.